I do a lot of sound design and music for different clients and for different projects. Sometimes it'll be electronic music composition or, music trailers. With most projects, I try to just figure out the solution with sound. Usually that's my job, is I have to figure out how to make the project I'm working on come to life with sound in a way to where it captivates the listener. My name is Richard Devine. I'm an electronic composer and sound designer based from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, I'd say if we go all the way back to the beginning, I started making electronic music when I was 17 years old. Became more intrigued with people that were kind of doing sort of left field experimental electronic stuff. Simplest way is that music spoke to me the most. It's kind of where I've been ever since. I've worked with everyone from Sony Media to Apple to BMW, multiple different car companies doing sound design for an electric car. And then just last year did a really cool sound design project with Google doing virtual reality 360 audio for Google Earth and some of their VR apps. I've always feel that you should have an inspiring workspace to create really inspiring things. The system behind me is my Eurorack modular system. I have many of them, but this is the main system I work on day to day for creating sounds and sound effects, and also I make music with it as well. It's my primary instrument that I've been focusing on for the past 7 years. I spend a lot of my days working on sound design projects, so it's nice at the end of the day to kind of turn the screen off and just focus on twisting knobs and patching cables and just using your ears. It's kind of like molding clay. My impressions of the Genelec 8331s have been really, I've been blown away, to be honest. I wanted a speaker that would give me consistent results no matter where I was. So I might be in different rooms or in different places, but the speaker is going to give me consistent performance no matter where I'm at. It's interesting, I just finished up a project to release a sample library with Splice. It was my first project from the very beginning until the end that I did with the Genelec 8331s. So it was a really great test to put them through, really putting them through the full gamut of like really heavy low bass sounds to super high-end detailed sounds and multi-layered sound effects. So they gave me a really good impression of what they were capable of doing. When I initially set up the GLM software, it was really easy to set up. The software was straightforward. They list each step out for you, so there's no confusion on what you need to do. I've always used Genelec subs with all my Genelec systems that I have here at the studio, and with my new 8331 setup, I got the 7350 digital sub as well. And one of the hardest things to get right is low end. And for me, a big benefit to the SAM software and technology is the auto-phase align technology, which can be one of the most difficult things to get right when you're using a subwoofer. So I found that to be a big advantage. I work generally 12 to 14-hour days on these speakers. And the really interesting thing for me was that I didn't get any ear fatigue, but that was one thing that I noticed I didn't get at all. And that's pretty remarkable. I would say Genelec has been an incredible company for me as far as creating products that have been very consistent, and that's a big, I say that word, consistency. I found that to be really interesting no matter what model I bought, whether it was the 6010A or the 8050s, you have this consistent performance going from the smallest speaker up to the very biggest speaker. I felt it was much easier to work with, as far as how my workflow goes. So the Genelec 8331s passed the test for me. I don't know how to explain it, but it passed all my tests. And my hat's off to you guys for making my job easier.